Hello everyone, welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, painting live on Thursday, July 28th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So we will give it just a little bit of time here yet for everyone to join in. So I hope you guys all had a good week. Zoomed in a little too far there. Looks like we got a couple of you guys on here. We'll see if we can get the tablet to cooperate tonight, because Monday night it did not. Oh, it looks like we're on the tablet, so that's good. I don't know if we can just get it to go big. We're on the tablet, so that's good. Alright, so looks like we got Linda and Debbie and Gail and Paula and Janet, so welcome you guys. So we are at the end of July already. Isn't that unbelievable? So we have our Christmas in July box, which is our ornaments. And I did have a request to see the back, so this is what the back of the ornaments look like. They all have the same holly leaves and berries on the back, so they're all the same. So we'll just show those for a little bit so everybody can see those. So that is the back of the ornaments. So we had the 3 mooses and the 3 bears. 2 of them were done with snowflakes on their scarf. 2 are done a little bit plain, and then 2 were done with the plaid. So that is your ornaments. Then I am shipping starting on Monday. And we will have your bee skip or your beehive, your small bee, and then a sunflower to go with it. So you can glue those on or just lay them beside it, whatever you want to do. So that is our big bee skip or beehive. So that is what you guys were invoiced for on Monday. And that is what we will start shipping on Monday coming up. And it's called Hive Sweet Hive. Instead of Home Sweet Home, I did Hive Sweet Hive. So here are our ornaments that we've been working on. We have our mooses and our bears. This guy, I did not have time to get the brown on him, so we can just set him aside, but that's okay. And then we have, let's see, where were we with our numbers? We are on number 4, the way it looks. So we did our branches and our outside bark and our moose and bears with black brown. So I'm just going to do this guy quick with black brown. So I hope everyone had a good week. See if we can get comments back on here, because they like to go away. So the question is, how tall is the beehive? The beehive is about 11.5 inches tall. It's as big as we can go for the box, basically. So I'm just going to get my black brown, which is our OS 473 black brown. And I'm going to go into my black brown with a boar bristle brush, which is what we use for dry brushing. This is a Royal & Langnickel size 5 round. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of our black brown and just kind of pick up where we left off. And that was just dry brushing our bark and our branches. I did not have time after class last week to do it because I had molds to open. So I just get a little bit of the black brown and brush it out on our paper towel. And then I just come to our ornament and brush back and forth across our lines. So our lines are going kind of up and down, so I'm brushing across them. If you brush with them, you will fill in your black and lose your shading. And then I did kind of go in the hole just to make that all look nice too. So if they're on a tag ornament, like ornament on a use it on a tag, on a gift, or on the Christmas tree. If they spin around, that's not just a big white hole. That would be really obvious and probably not look so good. So we're just making sure the whole thing looks good. So I'm just doing our bark really quick on this guy. And again, we're just using our black brown. We're on number 4 on our instructions. And we're doing our bark and our wood, and then our, this guy's the bear, so we'll be doing our bear with that as well. So I did one time around. Now I'm going to get my bark, this little lip here, to where it goes to the center of the heart of the wood, and I'm just start away from the edge and work my way towards it. And it doesn't matter if you use a round brush or a flat brush. I think last week I used the flat brush, but either one works. Use what you prefer. I probably would have preferred the flat one, but I kind of grabbed the round one, so we're just going to use the round one. And then I'm just working my way around, grabbing a little bit and brushing it out. So you guys do have until Monday to pay for your boxes. If you need to pay late, or if you've already messaged me that you're paying late, that's great. I just need to know, so I know kind of where we're at and that you're not skipping or canceling or whatever. And now we have our little sticks on the inside, so we're going to do those too here. And I'm just going to brush back and forth across them and kind of get the black brown down to where on the inside where it meets the white. We really don't want the white up on our branch there. Just kind of brush back and forth until it gets covered. Some people may want to switch to a smaller brush for this, but I just kind of use the one that I have and just try to be a little bit more careful with it. And so we got to swipe our comments back because they like to go away. So how's everyone's weather been? It's been actually really good weather here the last couple days. We're like 80 degrees and breezy and not a whole lot of humidity. So it's actually been a pretty good week. Been pouring, cleaning and firing the beehives and the bees and the keep wanting to call them sunflower or daisies, but they're actually sunflowers, but they probably could be daisies, but they do look more like sunflowers that you'll be getting in your box. And then quite a few of you got extra pieces again, so I've been working on those too. Just doing our little branches here, and then we'll flip it around and do the same on the other side. So this is a little lip of bark here that we're working on, where it meets the heart of the wood, where it's usually lighter colored. And then just working our way around, just kind of brushing back and forth till it comes down to where it meets that heart of the wood. So they're looking pretty good. We'll be able to finish these guys up next week while your box is being shipped. And then we got our branches up here. I did post a little post about the mosaic mushroom class that I'm going to do. At this time it's only posted in the subscriber group. I haven't opened it up to like the world, so I'm just it's kind of a special treat for you guys. So I will post a picture of everything that you will be getting in the box, so you know exactly what you're getting. It'll probably come a lot like the bisque box does, with the content sheet and instruction sheet. And then we will do a live video recording of it. That you'll be able, it'll be in a private group on Facebook that you'll be able, have to, I don't know if I have to invite you or you'll have to request access. I'll have to kind of figure that part of it out. So since I'm figuring things out yet, that's why I'm only doing it with you guys. So you're kind of get the first first chance at the online private class like that, so that's kind of cool that you guys get to be the ones to get it. And then you will have access to that group. And then if I do another class, I'll just create another private group for whatever event that might be, whatever we decide to do. And if you don't want to have the whole kit and you just want to do the video, you can do that too. That will be just $75 for the class itself. Excuse me, I have to get a drink. And that will include no package shipped with no tools or glass or the mushroom or anything. It would just be the live video or the recorded one, because it will be a recording just like we do here tonight. It's just that it'll be a kind of a closed group with just the people that are the purchasers of the kit or the class. Let's see, we got some questions going on here at all. Gorgeous weather. Looks like we had some rain. Hi to Connie. I haven't seen you in a while. I was hoping we'd see you one of these days. Hope everything's going good. Let me see. I thought there was a question about Ohio show or something. The year is flying by. That it certainly is. I can't believe it's already the end of July. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Weather's beautiful. Oh, it's 70s in Ohio. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, gorgeous in Lakewood, Ohio too. So yeah, it's pretty gorgeous here too, because it's just like 80 degrees and sunshiny and a little bit of a wind and not so humid and not so hot. So it's pretty nice out. So I'm just getting our bear with the brown too here. Okay, so it looks like we got all of that, and come back and touch any of this up if you want to add any more to that. So I did put that class date out kind of far just because I want to get the box shipped. I need to order the supplies that we'll need since everyone that's getting the kit, because you'll all get the same stuff. And then the kits will have to be made up and then all that, and then it has to be shipped. So I wanted to make sure that we had enough time to do all that. So the class will be on September 16th, or no, September 18th. It's a Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. And then it'll be available for later dates as well. Like you'll be able to go into that group and view it. So we have our black brown on all of our little areas, and now we are going to go to medium brown. And where's the medium brown here? So we have medium brown OS471, medium brown OS471. And then I did post this morning if anyone wanted an extra mushroom. I'll pour enough that we'll have extra mushrooms too, because you'll have the glue, the adhesive, and you'll have the grout to do another piece. That's about a mushroom size, because the mushroom is going to take about a cup and you'll be getting a pint of grout. So now I'm going to use my same brush that I had and go into my medium brown and work that into my brush here a little bit and just brush back and forth on my paper. And I'm just using the paper towel. And so now we are going to highlight just a little bit. We are going to do all of the areas basically that we just did. We're going to highlight. And I'm just highlighting it, so I don't want a whole lot on it. So I'm just going to brush back and forth here. Again, I'm going across our lines that are going horizontally there, kind of diagonally. So we're just going to do all our bark just to give it a little more highlighting, just so it looks a little more like bark and it's just not the black-brown color. And then we'll work our way around, go in that hole again, so that's got nice color to it also. And then I'm just going to grab a little of our light medium brown again and load up my brush and brush it out. And I really don't load a lot of brush paint in that brush. It's just a little bit. You don't need to like really load it up with a lot of paint and then like brush all that paint out onto the paper towel. Just grab a little bit of your paint and then brush it out on the paper towel. That way you're not wasting your paint. So I'm going to just brush them back and forth all the way around here. This part goes fairly quick doing the bark part. I kind of like doing that. I'm just going around the outside first. So we do have Marcella's ceramic shop that's about 4.5 hours from me, and they are going to be ordering from Creative Paradise. So I'm going to add an order on Friday with them, and it's going to take a good 8 weeks to get it. But you guys will be getting a Creative Paradise box molds used in one of your boxes next year. So that's something we haven't been able to do in the past. So hopefully that will be kind of exciting for you guys. I did have a grizzly pear picked out for January or February, but Creative Paradise does have a really awesome, I really like it. It's a snowman that's about 11.5 inches tall, and he's got a stack of birdhouses beside him. And that mold actually comes in two sizes, the 11.5 inch size, which would be the box one. And then there's another one that's probably like 19 inches tall, and I do have that one too, but that wouldn't be the box one. And it's one of my favorite molds, so I'm thinking we may push our January box to February, and then do that snowman birdhouse in January. It's just a really cool birdhouse stack, and then he's got a scarf on. So we will be doing at least one box with Creative Paradise molds next year. We'll maybe start the year off with the Creative Paradise one in January. I still do have to look. I may find another month that we can do something with Creative Paradise. They have a lot of nice unique molds too. They also carry the Kimple brand of molds, which is a lot of the Native American molds too. But Kimple had a lot of other stuff too, so I do have to look at the Kimple catalog, because maybe we'll try to get in a Kimple molds for 1 month too. So we'll have to see what I find here by Friday, so I can get the order in. But we'll definitely be doing at least 1 month, if not 2 next year, of Creative Paradise. So that's pretty exciting to have another mold company besides the usuals that we always have. So I did flip my piece over, and I did my little branches here a little bit, and then I did my edge of my bark here too, because the light would be hitting that, and we kind of want to lighten that up. And the same with the front. We'll come and do the front here now. Creative Paradise also does a lot of the glass molds where you can do the glass fusing. So if anyone does that kind of stuff. I think they actually do a lot more of that now than they do of the ceramic molds, but they do have a lot of really neat ceramic molds too. There's mushrooms and turtles and frogs and bunnies, and they have all kinds of stuff. It's a really nice selection of stuff. Birdhouses, if you ever seen that raccoon with the birdhouse, that's a Creative Paradise one. So now I'm also doing my bear here with our light brown, and I'm just doing it a little bit. I don't want to get it too much. I do their muzzle a little bit more, so I'm going to get the muzzle with a little bit more on it. And that just kind of brings a little life to that face, just to have that little bit different color on the muzzle. So we'll get that just a little bit lighter. It just kind of brings out his face a little bit more. And then we can do his little palms of his paws here a little bit more too. So that's pretty much it for him for that medium brown. So now we will switch to the other one here. Let's see, what else does Creative Paradise have? I actually don't have a Creative Paradise catalog, but I do have a few flyers. You can type in Creative Paradise online, and if you go, you want to look for the ceramic molds, not the glass fusing molds. if you want to look at what they have. Because they do have a nice, cute, really cutesy stuff as far as frogs and snails and turtles and all that good stuff. So we're just going to brush our medium brown on our bark here and highlight this a little bit so it's got more, it just gives it more shape by having the three colors, the black brown, and now the medium brown. And then we'll do just a little bit of light brown too. I'm brushing really lightly, I'm not brushing really hard. And then, like I said, I'll look in that Kimple catalog too, because maybe we can get a Kimple mold in for one of the months too. So just nice to have different mold companies that we can get from. And now I'm just going to tip it so I can get down into that edge a little bit, because I want a little bit of highlighting on that rim of that bark. And I tend to tip it a little bit and then get the point of the brush down in there. They look awful dark on the tablet, and they're not as dark as what they look, I guess I would say, if I had to say that, just because my tablet is showing them as being fairly dark, and they're actually lighter than what the tablet is showing. So I'm not sure what your guys' devices are showing, because with the medium brown and we have the wood color there, and it's got a lot of nice color to it, even though they look kind of dark. And so now we're doing just a little bit on the whole bear. And then I'm going to come back and put a little bit more on his nuzzle, just to lighten that up a little bit more. So I did do a free class in Brenda's Creative Classroom on Monday. So you guys, if you don't belong to that group, you can request to belong to it. But that was our original Bisbox group. And it was just glazing. I put 2 different crystal glazes on a gazing ball and then some white Cascade. And I actually went to the classroom to get the gazing ball and forgot it, and so I had a gourd here that I had, that's what I actually used for the demonstration. But on Monday I did glaze the gazing ball, and then I did post that picture after it was fired, and it looked okay. It had I think I would have liked it better with the I used the blue Celestial Blue, and then I used Fruity Freckles. And I think I would have liked it better with the Mardi Gras, which is the one I was going to use originally, and then I kind of changed my mind at the last minute. So let's see. Denise says, I thought they looked kind of dark on my phone too. Yeah, they're lighter. They are lighter than what they look on the tablet. I'm not sure if it's just because there's so much brown. But the medium brown and the light brown highlighted a lot, so they're not as dark as what they look. I mean, they do have the woodsy look because we have the wood, but they look almost black, or all black brown on my tablet, but they really aren't. So just make sure you get enough color on them if they are looking really dark. I don't know if I bring it up closer, if that helps. We'll see if that brings it in a little more. Give it a chance. Yep, that helps a little bit. So you can see on the table they look really dark, but when I bring it up closer here now, it's not as dark. Because you don't want them too dark, then they'll be hard to see. So we got that all with our medium brown. We got his little muzzle here with a little bit more. We got the fronts and the back. Let's go and do the other bear here yet. So hopefully that helped to bringing it up closer, that they're not... because they look really, really dark laying there on the table, and they really aren't that dark. So we're just going to keep going with our medium brown on our bark here. Just go from one to the next. And then next week, we'll probably have to do all our little detail work. So if you haven't gotten an invoice, you can always message me, but I think everyone should have gotten one. I do have a Excel sheet that once I make your invoice, I turn your name yellow so that I know that I did it. But sometimes somebody gets missed. So hopefully I didn't miss anyone, but if you didn't get one, you should have gotten one, and if you haven't, just let me know. If something's not right on your invoice, let me know. If you need something changed, you need to add something, you can let me know that too. So I just made it all the way around with our medium brown here, I think, but it looks a little dark, so I'm going to go around one more time. So I think holding it up probably helped a lot, the way it looks by your comments. So you don't want them as dark as what they look laying on the table there. You do want them lighter so you can see them. You see, I did take a watercolor stamping class last night, and I know some people do use the watercolor pencils on ceramic stuff, so I'm going to investigate that a little bit and see what we can do with that. Maybe we can get some kind of new technique figured out. So now I'm just going out on my little edge here of that bark. And I'm not brushing hard at all. I'm brushing fairly light, but it doesn't take much to just lighten those highlighted areas out, because the piece does have a lot of nice texture on it. I had thought about doing these little branches in birch, because I thought that would be pretty with the green and the red, but then I thought with the white background I'd probably lose that, so I just kept them with the brown. You could always try that, I suppose, if you wanted to. So now I'm back to my front, and we're just going to do this little edge here. So let's see, next week we'll already be in August when we do class. I can't believe that either. Summer's just going so fast. I just seen one of the nature guys that posts on Facebook. He posted that some of the birds are starting to gather already for migrating. You know, they're like starting to group up already. And in like a month the hummingbirds will be going, and like in 3 weeks the monarchs will be going, and like it's really crazy to think that summer's at that point already. At least that's for us, because we're up here in the zone 4 where it's colder than a lot of places. So I guess the monarchs are actually put on the endangered species list because they on their way here, a lot of them got froze out this spring, I guess. I didn't know that, but I did hear that, and I did see a post that they were put on the endangered species list. So I'm just doing his muzzle a little bit lighter, just so that sticks out a little bit more. And then his whole body's got a little bit of that medium brown on him. So he looks pretty good. So get our comments back. So Kathleen says we are going to do a chalk class. Yes, a chalk class will be in November with our holly Christmas tree. Yep, so it looks like Kathleen checked on their website. Yep, they have a lot of stuff. Their website isn't the friendliest for finding stuff, but they do have a lot of stuff. So we'll, I know for sure we're going to do 1 month, and then see how the budget goes, and if we can get in a second month worth of molds too. So we're just doing our medium brown now on our moose pieces, and again I'm going to go into that little black, that whole area where that's the pour hole, just because I want that to match the rest of the ornament, so it's not white and sticking out when it's hanging on the tree or on your packages for gift tags. So we'll brush back and forth here, and like I said, I'm brushing really light. You don't have to go real heavy. There's a lot of nice texture on the bark, so it grabs the paint really easily. See, I started pouring your September molds already. So I'll post a picture of that, probably a sneak peek next week. It is a Clay Magic, the corn candy stuff, the kernel corn. So I'm back around here, but I'm going to go one more time just so I get it nice and even. And then October molds will be Dona mold. It's a vase that holds, can be a vase or it holds a tea light. we're going to be doing the tea light. You guys will get the tea light in your box, and it has a scarecrow on the front of it, and then I actually have the other 2 molds that go with it, so you can order extras. And then the scarecrow that's on it comes as a piece, and I've been pouring that guy for the last month already too, to have enough of him that you guys will be able to add. So that should be a fun box, your October box. So now I want to tip my edge so I can get down in there. Let me see, I don't remember what the November box is, that Noel's holly tree, which some people do it as a fall tree, but we're going to do it as a Christmas tree. What the heck was December? I don't remember, you guys. I'll have to make a list and pin it up in here. But those molds will be coming from Starlight Molds, because they have the masters for those companies, for Dona's and Scioto's and Doc Holliday's. So we do get brand new molds for the box always. They're not used molds. They're pretty used by the time we get done with them, but we do get 6 to 8 sets of those, so you guys get good detail in your pieces for the box. Now the extra pieces, they're not always new molds, so they can be worn some, especially something that's kind of hard to find, but yet like well sought after, like those Kinsey molds. Although ours were pretty much like new, so that was really nice. Let me see. Denise says she can't wait to see some timber boxes. I love when they come. Yeah, that's good. Glad you guys like that. It's kind of fun shopping for them too, to try to pick something that everybody's gonna like. So now we're doing our front, and I'm doing that little lip here again on our bark, and then we're just working it around. And now we'll do our whole moose, but I won't do his little hooves on there, because we'll do those with we'll let those black. And we'll do a little bit heavier on the horns, just so we can give them a different color than the rest of him. Yep, I try to make it like Christmas, so there's actually a cute little surprise coming in your bee box. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And it's definitely bee related. Since there's only glitter and then your paintbrush, we kind of found something extra to put in there that's bee related, so hopefully you guys get a kick out of it and enjoy it. So I can't tell what it is, or I'll be spoiling the surprise. But it's definitely bee related. So I'm doing I did the horns a little more, and now I'm going to do his little, the rest of him, his head and his little, not the hooves, but just the rest of his little body. And I think I did actually I did the little, I came back and did his muzzle with the darker color, so I got some light stuff on there, so we'll just let that, and I'll get the dark color to darken that up. We'll just put a little more on his face here to even it out. And then I'll get a little more on his horns. And then we do want to get these little branches that are around him too. Let's see. Love the bee box. Fresh honey. Oh, Paula, you're close. That's all I'm going to say. But it is bee related, so you're close. Alright, so we got our little sticks done here. And we'll go to our next one, and we're going to do this, just do the same thing. Just dry brush onto our bark that's around our tree. Little slice here. Get a little in the hole so that blends in. And then just keep coming right on around. You can see you can get pretty far. Like I started on this side, and I'm all like halfway over, and I'm still have the medium brown coming out of the brush, so like I'm not putting a lot of paint in there all the time. Just brushing it so it gives a nice soft look to it. I'm trying not to have brush marks. It's just a nice soft look with the dry brushing. And so now I grabbed a little bit again, and now I'll pick up where I left off. And then just keep working my way around the bark on the outside. I mean, some people might want to start with the mousse first. There's nothing wrong with that. I just tend to start with the bark. Do you have any of those tiny bees to add in next month's box? They would be neat added to the beehive. Yep, I will put all the bee stuff in the September folder. We can do that again. We have the tiny ones, the small ones, and then the gangbuster ones. So I'm kind of streaky here, so I'm just going to come back and get a little more on here. The tiny ones are 3 for $6. And then we will have them for next month. So, and I do have the honey pot. I just didn't have time to get the honey pot posted. So that'll probably be in the September folder too, because I've been pouring it. I just didn't have time to take the pictures and get it posted and get the price and all that. But I have been pouring the honey pot too. I only put one bee on the lid of it, but I see on the picture that someone shared with me yesterday that there's actually 2 on it, so I'll start putting the 2 bees on it. So I'm just getting the horns or the antlers here a lot lighter with that medium brown, just because I want those to stick out more than with the mousse. I don't want them to like blend right in. And then I'm getting my little branches that are around him. I do have some of these. Let's see, next month is the it is the corn, the kernel corn, and I do have a couple of the extra ones of that. I didn't get the biggest one, but I do have the smaller ones, and then plus the ones that are coming in your box. So we'll have those as extras too. We'll have bats and witches hats and witches shoes for extra next month too. And I've been pouring the last batch of those 16 Kinsey rocks and jugs and vases, so there'll be more of those in the September box as well. There's a lighthouse, there's an owl, there's like a farmhouse with a windmill. There's raccoons on a jug, there's a cat on a jug, there's a fawn on a jug. There's some little ones that one has a rabbit, one has a fairy. What else is there? Can't think. The owl, the raccoon, the bunny. But there's 16 of those, and those guys will all be in the September album too. So we'll have more of those. More rocks, vases, and jugs that are the Kinsey guys. Oh, the nativity. There's a nativity rock, a large one, and the small one. Oh yeah, Courtney would be making faces at me, you guys. All the stuff I'm telling. So, but that's okay. We're figuring it out. I did have computer training last Wednesday a week ago Wednesday with Courtney, and I learned some of the web page stuff. So you may have noticed that a few things have been updated on there, but like the hours and I forgot what else we did, but I did learn a little bit about the web page and working on that. So hopefully I will be able to post our video mosaic class on there. She'll come back and show me how to do that with the pictures and stuff, and then you guys will be able to go right there and pay for it. So there's one. Is there one with the 3 kings? I haven't seen one with the 3 kings, but I do have the there's 2 different rock ones. One has Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, and then the other one has like the nativity with the stable and the animals on it. So I do have both of those. They're really pretty, both of them. So So we got our moose looking pretty good here. I'm going to lighten up his antlers a little bit. And then his antler kind of comes around the edge here, so I have it lighter and then I kind of let it fade out just because it kind of looks like it's carved into the wood. Same on this side. That was the same with this one on this side. It's a little bit stronger here, but then it fades right with the wood. So let's see. So there's like 16 of those. So those will be coming after the box gets shipped though, because right now it's focusing on the box. So so that's too much. I want to brush out this brush. I'm going to get a new piece of paper towel. So when it's wet and shiny like that and you have brush marks, that's too wet. So I'm just going to brush really light and try to blend it in. So now it's kind of blended in, but you don't want to put that, you don't want to have it that wet when you're dry brushing. So we're just going to work our way around. And then I think we'll be doing chalk. We're going to I have the Doc Holliday hummingbird vase, and then the little trinket box is ordered as well for one of the months next year. And we'll be doing that with the chalk too. That should be a good little chalk project. So I'm just working my way around here. We'll probably get in another silk screening one next year, and I'll have to do some digging around and see what I can find out for some new stuff. I have a bunch of the old Fired Arts and Crafts magazines way back to the 80s in my file cabinet, so I think I'll have to dig those out one day and see what I can find in there for non-fired stuff that we can do. Find something new. And I think the watercolor pencils are one of the things. I just have to figure out, find a project of it, and probably do a little testing and practicing, and we'll have another one, another technique. You can always look back at the other videos from the beginning, like they're in the Brenda's Creative Classroom, and like we did the crackle technique with the glue. We did the tissue paper to make it look like leather last year. That's all, those are in there. We did the rub-on metallics, though, that's in there. I think we did a little bit of marbleizing with a sponge, that's in there. I was thinking about doing this, like if we do the snowman, maybe doing the snowman with the crackle technique. That might be kind of cool to do the snowman with the crackle technique if we get that, if I get that birdhouse snowman, which is, I'm about 90% sure that's the one I'm going to get, because I really do like that one. He's just a nice snowman, and I have the big one, and I really like the big one, so I'm just going around our little bark here and getting it lighter with our medium brown. You want it kind of even. You don't want a lot in one spot and not much in the other. Now I'm going to come and do my edge here. We used to do a wax resist technique, but that was more with the glazing, so I think there's something called mask and peel, so maybe we can figure out something to do with that too. It's like a thing that you paint on and then you peel it off. So now we're going to do our moose and our horns. And I do have the moose a little bit darker than the bear, but his horns are lighter. Oh, and I do have that Mako, that retro tree ordered. I actually have 2 of those mold ordered, so I think we may be able to offer that in November, and then we'll do the $9.99 shipping. If you guys want to add that on, because it is I think Michael Harbord said it's like 14 inches altogether. So I may post once I get the mold, which should be coming pretty soon, because I was I ordered it right away from him. So, and we do have 2 of them coming, so I will probably start like a pre-order on that thing. That would ship in the November box. November and December we can probably do with the $9.99 shipping, like we did for Christmas in July. It's kind of looks like the looks like that old lava tree that used to be, that's out there that a lot of people have. I don't think it's exactly the lava tree. They're calling it a retro tree, but it looks very much like the lava tree. You could probably chalk on that thing too. So we'll probably do a pre-order for that guy, just to make sure we get enough for everybody. I'm not sure how popular it's going to be. Usually when it's posted, people are really excited about it, but I don't know how excited you guys will be about it. So that's the Mako retro tree that they introduced it like a month ago already. And then I'm kind of waiting for Clay Magic to release their Christmas stuff here any day too. Alright, so we got that done. Now we'll go to the back and get our little branches on the back here, which I guess we already did that. I will be going to the show in Waukesha, Wisconsin, which is like 4.5 hours from here. I was going to be wearing this blue shirt, but we are all going to be wearing, I think, a hot pink shirt with black lettering that says Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque on it. So if anybody's there, you can look for the group with the hot pink shirts that say Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque on the back. We'll be there in the morning, and then in the afternoon we're taking, there's 5 of us, we're taking the class with Paula McCoy. So hopefully that's something that, it's a fired piece, but maybe it's something we can work into our Bisque box as well, using the acrylics instead of the color concentrates. But it should be a fun class because she does a lot of brush stroke type work. So I'm excited to take that. But if you see me, give a shout out and wave and track me down. Alright, so now we have our medium brown on, so now we are going to go with our light brown. Just a very little bit. So we have our light brown, OS467 light brown. I know a couple of you guys I think are coming to the show too, so I hope you guys get to see you guys there. I will be picking up your Christmas trees there. I will be picking up next year's Halloween box molds. Those are already ordered. Those will be from HK, or no, those are from Noel too, sorry. So I'm just working my light brown in there. And now I'm going to dry brush just a little bit. We want to get the tips of our ears on our animals here. I want to get the muzzle of our bear just a little bit more. And then I'm also going to do, I'm going to read my directions here. The bear's ears and muzzles lightly on the branches and the bark. So the rest of it we're going to do just a little bit, not even as much as we did with the light brown, but just a little touch of it. The bear we're going to kind of leave alone. We're going to get our bark a little bit. Just a little. Let's see, what other molds are we getting? We got the Mako ones coming, the tree ones. We have the Knoll tree, and then the Knoll September box, which is Halloween kind of themed for next year. So you guys will have a different company again, Knowles. So, or Noel or Noel. Oh, I always called them Noel, but I think there might be Noel. So I'm just highlighting our bark just ever so little bit here. I don't want to overdo it, but just a little bit. And then we're going to highlight this edge a little bit again. So I'm kind of brushing like more the actual edge of it, because that's where the light would be hitting it the most. So I'm kind of getting that light brown like right on that edge of the ornament, like right on the corner edge. You could probably put snow on these guys if you wanted to too. I wasn't sure. The ladies at the classroom didn't think snow was a good thing to put on them just because of the animals. I don't know. I did put glitter in the background, even though they didn't think I should put glitter either, but I thought it kind of needed the glitter in the background with the snow. I think it added a lot to them. So I'm just doing like the top edge of my little branches here just to bring a little more attention to them too. And we'll get just a little more on his ears, I think, and a little more on this branches around him so he sticks out a little more. You don't want to overdo it, so that's probably good. So I can hold them up so you can see the difference. You can see the one in my left hand just got a little bit more highlighting than the one in my right hand. Basically on the muzzle, and then on the bark itself, and on those branches going around them. But it's not a whole lot. It's just a little bit. So hopefully that helps being able to see that. Oh, Wanda might do hers as polar bears. Oh, that's a good idea. You could do them as black bears. I did them as kind of the brown grizzly bears. So there's just, I mean, tons. You can do different stuff with them. So I'm going to put my light brown on his little muzzle here just to lighten him up a little bit too, just to bring that. It just gives him a little more dimension. Oh, that's okay. I got it on the scarf. Once we get to our scarf, that'll we'll cover that up. Put a little more on his paw. His paws are up in the air, so we're going to highlight those. Highlight his ears a little bit, and then we can do our branches. Again, I'm just going across them. I'm trying not to go with them. And you can switch to a smaller brush. Like, don't feel you have to use a big brush because I'm using it. That's just what I started with, and I kind of stayed with it. So we'll flip it over and do our highlighting on our back branches here. And then I'm just going to highlight on my edge here a little bit. And I'm just brushing right on the edge. So you kind of get the back and the front at the same time when you're kind of doing that. And if you want a little more, you can put a little more. And then we'll get this edge on here too. I think I need a little more paint. I could use some small dry brushes. I do have some of the, we couldn't get any of the 5s. I don't know what the deal with the 5s are, but we couldn't get the 5 flats. But I do have I think the 0s, the 1s, and the 3s. You can message me if you need brushes. I do have them at the classroom. And then a single pieces, and then I do have the sets too, so. There, we got that done. Come back and get our little branches on the back. I think I might have missed those a little bit. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. And we'll just keep going right down the row here. Let's see, do you have any black glitter in stock? I'm not sure, but I was going to order black and orange glitter. And probably green glitter for next month to be able to ship it. I can let you know, Ray, if I have some now that if you wanted it in this box. I'm not sure at all. I know there's glitter on the shelf, but I don't know what colors. So I'm just doing my little edge here again. But I'll try to order it for that September box, kind of like we did with Christmas in July. We had a set of 3. So I was thinking about doing that for the October box or for the September box. So I'm not. They actually quit making a lot of those colors, so I'm not even sure what colors they're going to have when I order. But I'll put that in the album too. So I have my edge, and now I'm going to get my branches here a little bit. I'm just getting the top of them just to kind of highlight them, like that's where the light would be shining on them. And how much are the brush sets? Kind of drawing a blank to that right now too. I had trouble finding the picture in the album. I don't know where that went. I have a sets of 8 and sets of 10, so there's different size sets. Seems like they're like $34.99 for the black handled ones, or the turquoise handled ones. They're the same chunking bristles, but they are one has the black has the acrylic handles, and then the turquoise is the wood handles. And then I do have like the separate brushes too. These same brushes as singles. Okay, so we got to get his little muzzle here lightened up a little bit. And then I do have the that 4595 liner that we use, and then I have that 4200, that the long liner and the short liner, and then the monogram liner. I got those in too. I can put those in like the September album, but if you guys want them, you can always message me to add it to your invoice for August. I think I have like 2 dozen of each of those, so I'm just going around my little edge here to highlight that just a little bit. I get his ears a little bit, we did his muzzle a little bit, and we did the little branches a little bit. So that's looking pretty good. We did the back already. Let's see what else we got going on. Last week we used, okay, yep, so it was actually called Dragonfly Glaze. Dragonfly Glaze. And I got that from Hobby Lobby. It's kind of where those color changing paints are in Hobby Lobby, but it's in those same little, it's in the same bottles kind of as this size bottle, but it's called Dragonfly Glaze. And I can post a picture of that bottle too. It's like $4.99 a bottle. But I can post a picture of the bottle. I'm not sure if I'll be out at the classroom tomorrow, but I'll be out there Saturday. But it's called Dragonfly Glaze. And it kind of, I think it came like in a couple different color choices too. And I got the one that's like the purple and the blue and the turquoisey looking one. And that's actually what I put it over black, and it's really like sparkly glazy. And then I also put it on my bee wings, and those were in that they started out with the black brown and then the saddle brown, and then I think I used like light brown and then cargo pants, and then I put that glaze over the top of the wings, and it's just really a sheen, like it's barely there type of a glaze, but it's got that color changing sparkle to it, and it's called Dragonfly Glaze. Oh, so Brenda says she uses it on lots of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So now we're going to do the antlers here a little bit more, because I do want them a little bit more lightened up. And then we're going to do the nose with the black. We're actually going to darken the nose instead of highlighting, or instead of making it lighter, because we got the bear noses lighter, so I wanted to do the mooses a little bit different. And then I only went inside the moose's ears as far as highlighting the moose a little. That's all I did with that. Let's see what else we got going on. So we're just going to grab our light brown here, and let's see, I think I forgot to do his little branches here. We got to do those little branches just a little bit so they stick out from the moose. So don't forget to do your branches. And we might have done the back the way it looks. Doing too much talking, you guys. So we'll get our antlers. And we're just doing our light brown on them just to kind of lighten up those antlers. Kind of bring it around the side a little bit. You want it a little bit and then less, so it's not real. You don't want an actual line where it stops. You kind of want a gradual fading out of it. And I kind of do the same on the side. I have more on top and then less as it goes down under, just because that would be getting more shading underneath there. And then more on the top, just because that would be getting more light and they would be lighter. And then we'll get just a little bit in his ears. And then a little bit on our sticks. And then a little bit on our edge here. Just kind of work it right around. And a little on our back. Grab a little more and brush it out. So I did notice that it's getting darker earlier. So I guess fall is just around the corner, right? It's amazing how fast the time seems to go. I mean, I think the kids will be back to school like here in a month, so it's something else. Still waiting for another layer of blacktop. And then we got a couple pallets of clay coming for making slip, and then we have your molds coming too for the rest of the year. So lots of stuff going on here always. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And I think we got one more left here. So they do take a little bit of time, but once you're done, like you have 6 pieces done. So I actually like doing multiple pieces like this at a time, because now those first ones are drying. So by the time we go back to do whatever we're going to do on them, that's nice and dry, and the paint sticks really well to it. So I kind of like working on more than one piece at a time. So I need a little bit more of our light brown here. And we're just going to grab that and brush it out. And brush it onto our piece and lighten up those antlers. You see, I poured our big quarter horse mold that we have from Scioto. I poured that yesterday, so I have to take that out of the mold tonight and put the head on it. We got a couple more welcomes, so I poured those. One is the Bayer. Excuse me, we have the Bayer. Yep, Joanne Fabrics probably has that dragonfly glaze. So does Michael's, probably has it. They probably have it right on Amazon too, if you're an Amazon orderer. I haven't looked on there, but it's probably on there. It's pretty cool stuff. It's actually looks white and sparkly, but it dries and there's just this little sheen to it. It's probably like, I don't know, like a micro glitter or something. It's really fine, really fine, but it changes colors too when you tip your piece. So that's what's kind of cool about it. Like I put it on the bee's eyes, so the eyes were black, so you could see it a lot more on those black eyes, so I really liked it on there. And then I put it on those wings, and the wings were lighter, so it was a little bit harder to see on there, but you could still see that it was on there, and it kind of gave it that little magical shimmer, I guess you could say. Probably be really cute on like fairy wings too. There's probably different stuff you could use it, but like, oh, even on like Easter eggs, I bet it'd be good on Easter eggs. All right, so we have our little stuff all highlighted here. We have our little horns nice and light. We got a little bit in his ears, a little bit on our branches so they stick out a little bit. Okay, so our next number is, let's see, we're going to do a little cargo pants on those antlers yet, just to lighten them up a little bit more. So we have OS 441 cargo pants. OS 441 cargo pants. Oh, Brenda says she uses it on a witch. That's a good idea too. OS 441. Probably be cute like on those witches hats too. We have the Clay Magic witches hats. I've been pouring those, started pouring those for you guys for add-ons. So they'd probably be good on the witches hats or on the bats. Oh, one of the ladies, I have that grapevine Clay Magic tree with some bats cut out, and she actually put some of that dragon, she base coated it black, and then we dry brushed it with some purple, and then she put some of that dragonfly glaze around the bats that are cut out, so that kind of gave them a little extra sparkle, and then on the stars that are cut out. So that gave that a little extra sparkle to it too. So you could use it for different stuff. So for right now, I'm just putting our cargo pants on our antlers. So the one on the left, you can see has the cargo pants, and the one on the right doesn't have it on the antlers. So you can see it's just like one more shade lighter. Just kind of makes, brings him out a little bit more. And now we'll get it on our other two antlers. And it's just a little bit, it's not a lot, it's just enough to highlight it. Kind of bring it around the edges a little bit, and onto the side a little bit. So you don't have a line, that it's kind of a nice gradual fade. Oh, Creative Paradise has those nice flower molds too. We did those as add-ons last month, so I don't know if you guys like that kind of stuff. They do have tulips and calla lilies and other stuff. I'll probably get a tulip mold. That might make a good add-on for the spring. And then just put it on a copper post or on a piece of rebar. Okay, so we have our antlers highlighted here. They're looking good. Alright, so we got that done. So now we are actually going to go to our scarves. We are going to, number 5 says, for the red scarf with green triangles, we're going to dry brush it rust and then real red. So I got to look at my scarves here. So we have this guy. We're going to do all our red ones with rust. We're going to make it kind of easy. So I'm going to pick out all the red ones. So these are our 3 red ones. So we'll put the green ones up there. So this is the hands up guy, our hands down guy, and then our moose with his eyes open. So we will do those with our, so these guys all have red on them. So we're going to start with rust on those 3. So we'll start with our red ones first. And that's just because I like to do stuff in little batches like that rather than do one and then do a different color. And so let's get our rust. So rust is always good under red rust or burnt orange or terracotta. Some people use gray. I usually like the rust. So we have OS 454 rust. We're going to give it a good shake because it's been sitting here. Get a good little pile of rust because we're going to need quite a bit. And let's see, we have a pretty little area, so I'm actually probably going to see if I got a number 1 flat one in here. This is a number 1 flat. This is that acrylic handle one, but it's the same bristles as the turquoise. So let's get some new paper towel. And because it's such a little area, I'm going to go with the 1. You could probably go with a 3. Let's see, is this a 3 or 5? That's a 5. Or my 3 went. But I'm going to go with this 1. A 1 or a 3 will work. So I'm going to get a little bit of my rust, brush it out. Just do that a couple times. So now I'm going to just show you on the paint here. So I have a little bit of the oil or whatever it is that's mixed in the paint. You can see this around the edge of it. So that tells me that I didn't shake it up good enough because it's been sitting here. So I'm just going to use the little palette knife on my brush and kind of use that to mix it up. You don't really want to use your bristles because it'll bend the bristles and break them. So you want to have your paint mixed up really well, and then we'll just dry our brush handle off here. So now when we look at it, we can see that we don't have that ring around our paint. So you do want to have your paint mixed up really well. So it sits here all week because nobody paints with it. So that's why we want to make sure we shake our paint up really well. Let's see. I checked on Amazon. They have the dragonfly glaze. Yep, well, there you go. All right. I like the idea of using it on the witch, though. I think that's pretty cool. So now we're going to do our rust on our red guys. And our little scarf is going this way here, so we're going to go up and down here. Here it's going up and down, so we're going to go across it there. But the size 1 is a good brush for this, so we don't get our rust all over our bear. And we're just going to do one nice little layer. We're going to let our black down in our crevices. And I'm just going to turn him around so I can get the bottom part of the scarf. You can do these guys in any colors. Like I just kind of did the red and the green. If they were for me, I probably would have did some blue, but hey Linda. There are different colors for the dragonfly glaze, I think. The one I had is more of the turquoise and blue and purple one. They might have had two different ones to pick from. I'm not sure. It's been a couple weeks since I was there. But I would think, like, if you're on Amazon, they'll have those choices too. Seems like Amazon has everything these days. So we're just dry brushing our little scarves here, and that just takes a little time just because they're such little pieces. I gotta look here for our little diamonds down here were painted green with every other one, but we're just gonna go ahead and do the whole thing with rust because part of it is with the red too. So I'm just gonna dry brush back and forth across them. And then our scarf has like this little edge that goes down, so we want to get some of that too. And then we're going to leave some of the black at the very end where it's closer to the wood chip, the wood. And the same with this side. We're going to get just a little bit of that. Get my hand out of the way so hopefully you guys can see that. Because like as it comes down here, it gets wider in that area. So I don't want all of that to be black. I want some of that to be red. Let's see if you can see that on here. So we can see we got our red. So we have the front of it, and then we have this little edge, and we have it in that edge too. We don't want it all black. We want, because we like part of that would be red. If it was like you with a scarf on, like you'd have that thickness would be in the red. So we're gonna get some red. So this is where I like the flat brush because I can turn it on its edge and get that little area. Same with the bottom here. And then we'll just work our way right around the edge of the scarf because we want to get that edge too with some red, because that's just going to give your scarf shape that way, to have that red go right around there. So we'll do a layer of rust on here, and it'll probably take more than one. And I just go back and forth. Kind of let the black down in those little creases of the scarf around the neck, because that's what's going to give it its shading. So now he's kind of got one layer on him, so we'll kind of come through the center here again because that's kind of light. And then we can sit him down and go to the next guy. So let's see, we got any questions going on? Oh, even a 4-pack. Oh, that's interesting. I might have to check that out, Marianne. So again, we got this little guy's got a scarf too, so it's kind of narrow underneath on his shoulder here. So I'm gonna just try to make little brush strokes to go across that wrinkle that's there. So you probably do want the 1 more than the 3, just because it's such a little area. And then I'll turn him around and go from the bottom up, because again we got that fold there, so we want to get a little more rust on there because it's kind of gives us our thickness of our scarf. And then come up to his shoulder. And then we got our little tails over here. And again, I go on those edges and get a little bit on those edges too. Just to take that, so we can take that red color right around. And it's just little brush strokes so it's not getting all over. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm trying to tip it so you guys can see them good. So that's a little wet. We got to brush that out. Oh, I just remembered what December is, you guys. Gingerbread. It's the Dona gingerbread ornaments. You guys have been asking for gingerbread, so we're going to have Dona gingerbread ornaments in December. So they should be a lot of fun. And then I did get some of all of them, so you'll be able to add to your boxes. So now I did get my rust on my bear, but that's okay. We'll touch things up when we're done. I always go back and touch things up. That's right, I forgot. We were getting gingerbread for December. So that should be kind of cool. I don't know if gingerbread's going to be a in thing again or not, but I do see like a lot of retro colors are in. I was stopped at Walmart to get some curtains for the classroom today, and they have the really pale peach and the really pale green, like definitely retro colors. So it's going to be gingerbread Santa, gingerbread. I think it was the gingerbread Santa, the gingerbread reindeer, and then another gingerbread. They were gingerbread stuff, so. Okay, so we'll put that one down and go to this guy. Oh, you even have your kitchen in gingerbread. Well, that's cool. So now, now we have our little moose here. His comes over his shoulder, so we got a little more room there. I can kind of turn the brush on its wide part. But then it comes through by his arm and his mouth, so we're just going to turn it on its edge, which is the skinny part. You can see how skinny that is then. And that just works really well to get in that little area. Kind of get down underneath there. And then I know I have a few gingerbread things in the storage unit, so I'll probably be digging those out for add-on things too. I know there's a gingerbread man basket. I think that's a Dona thing too. Oh, and then I know I have the hand-in-hand gingerbreads. So I'll definitely have to dig those out for you guys too. And then we're just going to come around our edge again of our scarf because we want to get some of our rust on there. We don't want that to be all black. We want to have red coming around that corner, so it gives it a nice big beefy scarf. And when it's wet and shiny like that, you got too much, you got to brush it out on your towel or your cloth or whatever you're using. I'm just using paper towel. And then we have the thickness of the scarf up here too, so we want to go get that with a little bit of rust on it. So they're actually moving along here pretty good, our little guys. I mean, you could put a bow on these and put magnets on the back of them and put them on your refrigerator too. So they don't have to be just ornaments. They could be gift tags on packages. You could put them on wreath, like make yourself a wreath and put them as the little decorations around your wreath. would be really cute, maybe even on a grapevine wreath with some little bit of greenery in there and some berries and a bow. Okay, so we all, oh, I got to get down in here a little bit more the way it looks. So we have that thickness of the scarf down there, so we want to make sure we get that too. So that's just going to make that scarf look nice and big and bulky, like it's really cold out. Alright, so we got that on, so now we'll actually come back and give them another layer of that. Linda's going to be doing a lot of painting in December. Well, let's hope so. I'll put them on the gifts. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, so we're going to go with our rust again, and I'm doing another layer just because when I look at this, I can see through my rust and I can see the dark brown. So I want a nice layer of my rust, and I just want my dark brown down in all, and black down in all those crevices. So that tells me that I need another layer of my rust. So hopefully that helps you guys to know if you need more or don't need more. And we're just going to flip him around too so we can get from the bottom up of our scarf there. Like you do want the brown in the crevices, but we want like this area here where there's brown coming through, we do want the rust on there. We want a better coverage of rust, I should say. And we got to get on the edge of our scarf there where it goes around. I'll have to look up gingerbread to see what we all have for gingerbread. I know I have a few things, so we'll have some good add-on stuff. Okay, so then we'll put that one down and go to our next one. So, we are almost up with time here again tonight. That goes really quick. So you guys got your invoices, so you, please pay by the Monday the 1st, because then I'll start shipping. You will notice that you have a new label on your, the new shipping label, because we have the Rollo printer that does the sticky on the back, and we'll be able to peel them off and stick them on, and we won't have to cut them down to size and cut tape. We'll just be able to print them off on the printer and stick them down, and they're actually a lot cheaper than doing the tape and the paper and saving us a lot of time. So we got that with when they had the Prime Days. Courtney kind of gave me a heads up that was on sale and it was a good time to get it, so that should save a little bit of time with our shipping, even though it's just such a little thing. But it does take time to cut the copy paper down to size and then put those 4 pieces of tape on every label. Now we'll be able to just peel the little sticker off the back and stick it on and send it on its way. So it's a little thing, but it's actually really it's an exciting thing for us as a business to be able to make little improvements like that. Even at the classroom, I purchased a pricing gun this week to price the paint and brushes and things, which it's just another little thing that makes us more efficient, even though it's not that big of a deal, but it just makes it nice that I don't have to remember the prices of everything, and when someone comes, they'll have to the checkout, they'll actually have a price tag on it instead of me running into the other room and looking what the price is on the shelf. So just trying to get more efficient at everything and just growing as our little business is growing here. So thank you guys all for supporting us and getting the boxes and getting extras and watching the videos. It really does mean a lot, believe it or not. It really, really does. It makes all the work worthwhile. So thank you guys a ton. Alright, so we have our rust on here. This guy needs a little bit more on his scarf because I can still see brown through it. And so I think we're probably at a good stopping point. The next color would be the real red. But I think we're close to being done for tonight anyway, so I think we're at a good stopping point. Maybe get a little bit more rust on each one here, just so it's got a little better coverage. So it seems like, you know, all the time we're growing and getting better with things, and we don't have to use tape and little labels. Now we have price tags on the paint and the brushes, so that's kind of silly, but it's like really, it's a big thing. So we're happy to be always improving stuff. So that is our night, I think, and I can show you guys the beehive again. And let me see, we got the beehive. As you can see, it's quite big compared to the ornaments. And then we have the bee. This is like the middle-sized bee that you guys are getting. And then you have the sunflower that kind of goes with it. You could actually put that dragonfly glaze, I bet, on the bee's wings here too, if you get it and want to do that. But that is the box that will be coming to you guys next week. So I do hope you enjoy it, because it was a lot of fun to get. And then we do have the honeybee and the bumblebee and the bee gnome and the truck inserts and the vendor cart and all that stuff too. We'll probably offer that again next month, along with those ants, because we didn't have a whole lot of time with the ants and the ladybugs. So if you guys want that, we'll probably just let that, or put that in the September album too. So this is your box that's going to be coming. So we will see you guys next week on Thursday again at 7 p.m. Central Time. And thanks for joining tonight, and thanks for supporting me. I really, really appreciate you guys. So have a great week, because we're on the countdown here of the end of summer. Another month here for us in Wisconsin. So we have winter earlier. So Linda says, do the inserts fit in the large truck or the small truck? So the large truck is a Mako truck, and the other trucks are the Clay Magic trucks, and the bee stuff is all Clay Magic, so they fit in the smaller Clay Magic truck, which is that the original truck, the jalopy truck, and then I think the 57, and we do have all of those trucks as well. I just usually don't put those online, but if you guys want them, you can just let me know. So they fit in that truck, the Clay Magic truck and the Clay Magic trailer, and then the Clay Magic vendor cart, which is different than the Mako vendor cart. It's there's huge size difference with those. They'll probably just fall right into the Mako truck, so you definitely want to have the Clay Magic truck, trailer, or vendor cart for those beehive, and then the Buzz Bee gnome guy too. So thank you guys, and we will see you next week. So have a great week. I'm going to have fun packing your stuff up for you. All right, bye-bye. Thanks for joining me.